We got a special guest today from Meat and Bone, and we are going to do some beef back ribs, baby. Woo! Hey everybody, welcome back to another week of the FOGO Life. I'm Captain Ron, and we have a special guest today from Meat and Bone, the premier meat store in all of South Florida. Herman, how are you today, sir?
Good, how are you?
Excellent, we're so glad to have you. You brought us these beautiful beef back ribs that we're going to use. Again, Meat and Bone right there. We collaborated with them on a bunch of different stuff before. They're very good friends of ours, and they have unbelievable products. They've got 3 locations down in South Florida, and they ship all over the country, Alaska and Hawaii included. So, tell us a little bit about what you brought us here, Herman.
So we're an online butchery, www.meatandbone.com. We ship across the whole United States, and we have 3 retail stores in Miami, 1 in Coral Spring, 1 in Miami, and 1 in Pinecrest. We hand deliver to all South Florida, and we ship the whole country in the United States.
Nice, including Alaska, Hawaii?
Anywhere in the United States.
Everything, shipping everywhere. Cool. You brought us some beautiful beef back ribs I see here. It says here BMS 7+. What do we have here?
So this is one of our over 350 different cuts of meat that we have at meatandbone.com. This is a domestic Wagyu program. It's the highest quality program that we have found in the United States as far as Wagyu concerns.
Okay.
These are beef back ribs. So basically it's the same piece that you would get for a short rib, but a little bit trim on the top,
right?
Because we use that for a different cut, and we leave the bones kind of a spare rib kind of concept, but on beef.
Nice. So I've been asked about these before, and people have told me that it's basically the bones and the meat. Like if they were to cut off a prime rib, this would be kind of like the meat and the bones from that section. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay, great. So we know we've got excellent quality meat because I'm a prime rib fan. So I think these are going to be tasty. So we're going to prep these up. We're going to put some seasoning on them. We're going to put some binder on them. We're going to cook them in the big green egg at 275 degrees today. We're going to let them go. We're going to wrap them, kind of cook them brisket style. And I think we're going to have us a real tasty treat. But before we get started on prepping the meat, I want to get this grill going so that we have our fire all ready as soon as the meat's prepped. Now, normally you can prep your meat, season it, and then stick it in the refrigerator, not the microwave, but the refrigerator overnight or for a couple hours, let that seasoning soak in, or do it right before you put them on the grill. We're going to do it right before we put it on the grill. So we're going to fill this baby with charcoal, use a blazer ball, put some starters in there, and get this fire going. Now the grill is lit, it's time to start prepping the meat. So what we're going to do is we're going to open these babies up, we're going to use a binder.
I think we should do something before. Remember, these pieces have been in vacuum seal for a while already.
Right.
So what I like to do is open it up, let it breathe, let that oxygen attack the meat again. That way it's gonna bring the color back and the regular smell of the meat, and it's gonna be beautiful for cooking.
Sure, so what do you think, like 5-10 minutes or something like that?
Yeah, 10 minutes is gonna be enough for any kind of meat.
Okay.
And remember, we just want the oxygen to attack the top,
right,
and get that bright red color back.
Well, we let it sit out for 10 minutes. Actually, we went 15 minutes. We got involved with talking and we let it sit out. But you can see, he was absolutely right. Look at the beautiful colors it's brought back to this meat. It's incredible. So, we are ready for seasoning. So we'll just wipe it off and remove any excess moisture. Then we're gonna put some mustard on it, and then we're gonna season it. Now we're gonna use mustard. You can use mayonnaise. I'm a big fan of mayonnaise binder, but today we're using mustard. It's got a little bit of vinegar in it. It's gonna give it a nice little base and hold our rub on there really, really well. Once again, we're using our award-winning FOGO Charcoal Activated Charcoal Rub. Look at that beautiful black color already. We're at 275 degrees. Time to add our smoking wood. So we're going to use some of these barrel-proof bourbon barrel chunks. They're available on our website. Link is in the description below. So we're going to put 1, 2, I think I'll put 5 in here altogether. Okay, we'll place them around the fire. One right on it there. We'll put another one here, there, and we'll throw one more right in the middle.
Here's an interesting tip. The export prime rib that you usually get for dry aging, this is pretty much the beef back rib that we're having without the muscle on top. Right now, the export prime rib or the beef back rib that we're having is gonna be bone 6 to 12.
Guess what, kids? They are looking good. Let's check them out. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Let's check here. Ooh, they're getting tender. All right, so our bark is nice and set, and they're getting a little bit tender, so we're gonna wrap them. I got some pink butcher's paper here. You could use aluminum foil if you wanna use aluminum foil. We're gonna set this right there. This is a real simple process. Ready? Okay, We're gonna put this other rack back on, again, bone side down. All right, we're gonna let these roll for about 1 more hour, just like this. Let them get nice and tender. When we come off, we're gonna put them in a cooler. We're gonna rest them for probably about a half an hour or so. We're gonna cut into them, and I think we're gonna like what we see a lot. Hey folks, guess what? We're at the 3-hour point, and these things are done. They wrapped beautifully, and you can actually still smell these things through there, can't you? Ah, you smell that? Smells good, doesn't it?
It does.
All right, so we're gonna take these off. We're gonna set them in our Cambro. If you don't have a Cambro, you can use a cooler. All right, so just gonna take them off, set them right in here, just like you would with a brisket. We're gonna set it in here and rest. Okay, so that one's a little heavier. All right, just so you know, we took these to about 206 degrees is actually where they went to. So I'm gonna cover this up, put a towel in here. We have a lid, excuse me. Voila. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let this rest for about, what do you say, about 20 minutes, half hour, something like that?
That will be.
Yeah, and so just so we can let them know what happens here is that resting it, it allows the juices to reabsorb and to recirculate throughout the piece of meat. It allows it all to come together so that we're gonna have a nice, more tender piece of meat.
Correct.
Right?
And juicy.
And juicy, yes, that's the number one thing.
Otherwise, if you cut it too soon, all those juices are going to drip out because of the heat that kind of melts the protein inside of them.
Right.
So you just want them to cool down, solidify a little bit, and keep them the juice inside.
Well, Herman, we are there. I think that they're ready to take them out of here. What do you think?
Let's see.
You excited?
Oh yeah.
Ooh, I can feel that heat coming off of there. So I put a towel in there just for a little bit more insulation. Put all this air out of the way. Let's grab these each out of here. There's one. Woo, they're hot. You should see all the liquids. Goodness gracious. The other one's in the tray down here. So this is what I like about using the paper. You see all this liquid here? That steam would have just held it in. Woo-wee. Look at that nice diamond pattern we got from scoring it, huh? Look how, yeah, you know you got it right when a meat is pulled back from like that and those bones are smiling at you. That pullback is a good thing. That's something that you want. Now, what do I do with my knife? Where's my knife?
Here, where are you?
That's not a knife. That's a knife. Taste test time. Which one you gonna grab?
Grab the middle one.
That seems like a good one to me. I'm going here. Wow, look at those things. Beautiful smoke ring. Okay, nice and tender. Look, they're still juicy. They've been sitting out for a little while. We took some pictures. And now they are still nice and juicy. And look at that beautiful meat. You ready?
Let's do this.
All right. You've heard of a mic drop? That's a rib drop. Man, is that good. Man, is that good.
High five, man.
No doubt.
Outstanding.
These American Wagyu, meat and bone, beef back ribs, right? BMS 7. I mean,
Perfection. Great meat, great cook. A plus.
you know what? I'll tell you what. One thing I can say, the big green egg comes through again too. So those are phenomenal. Just a touch over 3 hours, right? About 3.5 hours with the resting time. So we cooked them at 275, so nothing crazy. You don't have to cook them at 225. You can bump up your temperatures, save yourself a ton of time, okay? We wrap them, you don't have to, whatever you want to do. To me, this is the best way to do these, okay? Bring them to about 180, 185, wrap them, and then take them off when they're about 205. I think this was about 206 when we took it off.
Yeah.
They were probe tender. When I stuck the probe in, it just went right in with no resistance, and they are fantastic. So, Herman, I want to thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
coming out and
Ron.
bringing these to us. Fantastic,
Anytime,
John.
man.
All right, you guys have awesome meats. So, that's all for now. Beef back ribs, you can't beat them. Get out and grill, and we'll see you the next time on the FOGO Life.